Friday to you. It's been a long week for me. I've been on an emotional roller coaster. So, I want to talk to you about some things that you should know before you start your progress journey. Or if you didn't know before you start your progress journey, better for you to know early on. The first one I want to start with is relationships. Your relationships are not sacred when you start this journey. Why do you say that? Because you see, starting this journey is about to flip the script between you and a lot of people. For example, the friends who used to spend a lot of time with you yakking will not get that opportunity to yak with you, because this journey is about to dominate your time. So what those friends will end up saying to you is that you no longer have time for us. You have sold out. Yeah, Dile. Beatrice, how you doing? Good morning. You've sold out. You no longer have time for us. You have changed. Blah, blah, blah. And they are not wrong. They are actually not wrong. You have flipped the script of your engagement with them. And they are right in crying and bemoaning. You have a choice at this point. Do you return to the status quo and remain the way you have always been? If you're happy to do that, then it's better for you to give in very quickly and go join them. The second position is hold on a minute. No. I have not got the liberties and freedoms to continue to live this life. And I probably good morning. So the only option is to move forward. But again, do that understanding that these people are telling you how they feel. Some of them will not just tell you with their mouth. At some point, some of them will start acting to eliminate their contact with you or restrict their contact with you. Those, and Esther, good morning, those who don't emotionally regulate will start bitching about you, talking behind your back, because you have changed. And in fact, a lot of these people feel that you have abandoned them to go elsewhere. You probably should feel superior, and they will start suggesting that you are. Look at her, since she started her stupid business, all of a sudden she doesn't have time for us. Rara. Be prepared for it mentally. Good morning, Tony. Be prepared, because what they are feeling is legitimate. You haven't said that you are better than them, but they can see you making choices, Charmaine, that suggests that you are making better choices, you are adopting better positions, you find other people's company better than theirs, you find other things more valuable than them. They deserve to be upset. So please know this and understand this. But also know that they are upset, they are misunderstanding, and the rest of it, well, it's inevitable. If this journey is something you are committed to. Good morning, Tony. How you doing, bro? I've not seen you in a few days. I hope all is well. Yeah. You will be reading business manuals. You will not get time to be reading. I have a few friends who suggest Netflix series when they come up. Emma, can you watch such a thing? I was in Qatar and the videos are on repost. I hope to go back to Qatar soon, but not right now. Yeah. I was in Qatar. I made a stopover trip in Qatar, but not right now. Right now I'm at work. We haven't got a break here. Yeah. How? My friends will suggest Netflix series and they want us to watch it together and talk, and I'll tell them I cannot watch Netflix series together with them. Okay, fine, you watch it and then let's talk. No, darling, I don't have time to watch any Netflix series. I cannot. What is wrong with you? How long would it take? It would take as long as it would have taken me to read a business manual, to watch a Netflix series from Tyler Perry. It's nice. I love Tyler. It's amazing. I want to talk to you, but I cannot. Those who themselves are on this journey, when that happens, don't get upset. They know that you are prioritizing and they will leave it. Because there are some friends. No, I've not moved to Qatar. I've not made any moves yet. Let's watch a thing. It's something that has got me in trouble with some friends. A few of them have understood. We ain't watching no Netflix until some calls are done. Alright? Until some calls are taken care of. We is not watching Netflix. Alright, so that's 1. 2. Let's go for a meal. Let's go for a meal. That has also been a problem. And when I have come for a meal, I have been on my phone doing things. Or sometimes I have something in my ear listening to. I have been to events with friends where there was a time when I was at the Black Excellence Awards with some dear friends of mine. The hostess of the awards was a sister of mine, so I was there to support. But that was when I had been invited to come talk to a Nigerian actress that I was very excited to be in. I was so excited to be in the company of. And so at the awards, I had my headphones in and I was listening to the conversation so I could contribute meaningfully when it was my time. And I remember a friend of mine saying, "What is wrong with you? Even now, you can't even enjoy the ceremony without being distracted." No, darling, I cannot enjoy the ceremony without being distracted, because what I'm getting distracted with is important on the journey I want to go on. Proper Young, how you doing? It's very important on the journey I want to go on. My entrepreneur friends were the first ones to jump in. Leave her alone. She needs to do the needful, and she's doing it. Is she not here? Is she not here? Well, what's the point in being here if you're not actually going to? She's present sometimes. She's present sometimes. You've got to respect the fact that she's actually made the effort to come here. Yeah. I've been at events where I've actually been at sales events where I needed to leave my team selling and go sit in the backyard to join a podcast or to be in an interview or to run a class many times. I have run this class Saturday evening for nearly 4 years. Usually, whether I'm on holiday or it's a school week, whatever's happening, I'll get up and I will go do that. And yeah, every time I have this conversation with people, I tell people, do you realize how quiet my phone is? My phone doesn't ring much. A lot of the people who used to ring my phone wanting to discuss, wanting to go over stuff, wanting to chin wag, those people, it didn't take a lot for them to realize that the chin was not going to wag much. So guess what? Most of those people abandoned me quickly, and they formed new rings, new conversation chatters, which did not include me. And as somebody who's on a progress journey, you need to understand that some people will move forward without you, just as you will move forward without some people. Let's put that on one side for now. The other thing you need to know is the value and the use of money. I've listened to many people repeat this, but the legend says poor people don't have money. They dream of money. They idolize money. They imagine what money could be used for. They don't have it. They don't see it. They dream of money. Money is something to be idolized for poor people. Middle class people see money as something to extend their position, their influence. Money is a thing that should change their lives, but the things they focus on are things. So when people are middle class, they are more conscious about their credit. They want to make sure that their credit score is whatever the highest is, so that they have access to loans, so that they have access to this. They want a big car, so they buy a big car. But that money has now bought you liabilities. Sometimes it's bought you a noose around your neck. Middle class people see money as something to flex with, something that makes life happen better for them. The middle classes are more concerned about what things look like. They are more concerned about the cars that they drive. They live in bigger, better houses. More expensive this, more expensive that. Those who make it out financially do something else entirely. What those people do is see money as a way in which they can make more money. Their focus is on growing money, extending territory. Their focus is on investments. Money must be planted and it must be nurtured to grow and return more. That is the mindset of those who make money. It's something you need to understand. You need to start stopping your relationships with money that dwell on spending it on things that don't return. The middle classes, they buy homes to live in. They make it out as they buy homes to flip. I have a friend who's quite famous now on the Ghanaian social media. I've not been down when they had made a lot of money. And his wife told me that they still hadn't built their own home. They were in a home that they had which was not theirs. I can't recall whether it was rented or where they got it, so let me not lie. But they were in a home that was not their forever home, and they were very successful at this point. They owned assets. They were doing really well. It took a long time before they started looking at their own. Those are people who grow money. That's why Pabno Bendako is now financially much better off than a lot of us who have been employed with good jobs. We have had opportunities to grow. We drive nice cars. People would ask me, why do they drive that car? Why is it that they still drive that car? Yeah, because Kwabena Bendako and his wife at that point were thinking of the establishment mindset. They were more interested in getting capital to get their next shop. They had moved into something else which required capital to buy land, and they were looking at those things. And I have watched and walked with them, observing the decisions they are making, which is very different from the decisions a lot of our other friends are making or have made. And then I can also sit here and report that their outcomes are much more structured. Their outcomes are different from the other friends who did not make similar choices. What am I saying? I'm saying that the mindset of the get-outers is very different from the mindset of the remainers. Remain or get out depends on you. The way you think will determine whether you get out or you remain in your socio-economic circumstances. If you are a get-outer, you will have to have a different mindset. So Kwabena Obey-Darko and his wife, examples I've given this morning, are get-outers. They have got out of an economic position and they are now elevated into a new economic position. What is their secret? What is their secret? Well, now you do know. Their secret is simple. Their view of money, the use they see for money, is completely different from the average. Such people are not really focused on what they look to you. They look like they don't have money. They are happy for you to think that. All right, you guys, I'm stopping here for coffee. So hold on, let me grab it, yeah? Just told them, I said good morning. Can I have the chicken fajita burrito, please? Chicken? That's tempting. Actually, can I have a muffin, please? Egg and cheese. Egg and cheese muffin, please. Yeah. I want you to start thinking about those friends who are making it out of these situations that we all started in. And I really do want you to see what's making them get out. What is likely to keep you in your positions. And more importantly, what can you do? What can be done to change your outcomes? Grabbing a few things. Bear with me.
Do you need that for it?
Yes, please. Yeah. Alfred, Proper and Anita, good morning.
Do you use Adnoc application now?
Yes. Can you guys hold on 1 second? Let me pay. Yeah? Okay, thanks for your patience. Did I request a coffee? Okay, I need help. Can I have a Spanish latte, please?
Spanish latte?
Yeah.
Hot bowl?
Hot.
Hot.
Yes.
One medium well?
So the regular, yeah. You know what? I'm late. Let me run. I'll grab it later. That's okay. Thank you. I walked in to get coffee. And I'm walking out with everything other than coffee. But at least there's a coffee machine in school. I can get whatever coffee they have when I arrive. So, okay. Renata, hello. How are you doing? I am explaining the mindset of the get-outers because I want those of you who intend to get out to understand the mindset of the get-outer is different from the remainers. And some of us will remain. We will do better, but we will remain. We will not get out because we haven't realized the get-outers mindset. I have remained for quite a while. And the reason why I have remained is what I'm sharing with you. I have remained because money and its position has been a certain way with me for a long time. for a long, long time. But we need to understand time and seasons, Tony. We need to understand a lot of things. You know, for a long, long, long time, because I'm a family woman, I've got children, I've got expectations. These children were brought here not because they asked to be here. I wanted to bring them. And because I wanted to bring them, it is still my responsibility to make sure that they are not here to suffer. That's my belief. I married my husband. In agreement, we all decided to live a good life, and I have been committed to doing my bit to make sure that is the case. And so, with those things overarching, as much as I have wanted to get out of my socioeconomic situation, I have remained. The reason why I have remained revolve around this, and let me explain a few. I've earned a lot of money over the last decade, especially whilst I've been in the Middle East. I've earned a lot of money. Much of that money went into lifestyle. Yeah. In fairness to me, majority of that money went into school fees and is still going into school fees. That means my children are positioned in a way that I'm very happy about. The children are well positioned. I like that. We travel a lot. Maybe not as much in the last 3 or 4 years, because I don't travel a lot, but the kids do. They are getting ready to go back to school. They are hovering. Give me this. Give me this. Let's do this. Yeah. Because I signed up to this life, I honor it. That's where majority of my earnings go. That means that my money has not really been planted into things that will return. I've done my best to manage that alongside the family. So I have bought my businesses, I have bought my domains, those are things that are returning. And in fact, a lot of those things have returned a decent amount to support my lifestyle. The problem though is that what returned from those monies should have really gone back into nurturing other things, growing other things, establishing other things, but I have not had the focus, the time, or the spare resources to do so. So I remain. I am towards the top end of my socio-economic category. I certainly have moved myself from the bottom. If I'm not towards the top, I'm somewhere at least in the middle of my socio-economic category. I drive a Fortuner. It's an old Fortuner, but I drive it. I drive a 7-seater, which is now stupid when most people see me. Why is one old woman sitting in a 7-seater? I bought the 7-seater because at the time we had moved here, the children needed to be comfortable when we traveled. So at some point, for most of the time in this car, when we travel in my car. In this car, there are 3 rows of seats. If my husband travels with us and I'm driving, he will be in the passenger seat. If my husband is driving, I will be in the passenger seat. That leaves 1 row for each kid. Kids are very comfy. Yeah, if I bought myself a salon car, it probably would have been minimum 2/3, maybe towards half of how much I paid for this car. Certainly the petrol I have bought would have been a lot less, and I could have used that money for something else. Like I said, if your money is going into lifestyle, it's not going into building much. That's why I have remained here. That's why I do not own hotel apartments. That's why I do not own a school yet. That's why I don't have a this yet, a that yet. Yeah. my money has gone into lifestyle. But for me, I wouldn't change that. It's something I have known and I have accepted, and how it goes. Now, at the moment where I am sitting, I am ready to start looking at making more investments and living less, because one, we don't even have children. The children are away most of the time. I don't need, let me bed, let me no. So mommy can save some of the budgets that I use for entertainment in particular, can go for other things. Now I don't pay any tutors. That is something that has been streamlined. By this summer, the first child would graduate. When he graduates, beautiful. This is the time for me as a remainer to actually level up and get out, because I do not want to be a remainer. I have been a remainer by necessity. In order to get out, I need to be aware of the things that need to be done differently to become a get-outer. We cannot focus on this. So yeah, when the kids are done with school, I'm going to have a much better budget. Should that budget now go into some travel? Yes, I intend to do some travel. I'm tired of not being able to do things, so I want to do some things and convince myself I'm living. But I'm not expecting to go crazy. A friend and I were talking, and she's busy working an itinerary. You know, we can go to Azerbaijan, and then from Azerbaijan, so we can do 3 days in Azerbaijan, and then from there we can go to 3 days in Phuket. I'm looking at her like amazing. I am going for 4 days to Essex in November. My God, I'm graduating on the 17th of November. I am graduating. I need to stand on some podium and accept a degree. I was telling some girls, my friends, 2 days ago, that I had never gone for a graduation ceremony. They could not believe it. Then eventually one of them figured something. That's why whenever we are at my club and I win something and they make a fuss and they give me a certificate, I tell them they are making a fuss, they should stop. And I think they haven't understood. Even I had not realized how deep this goes. But yeah, I've never really gone through any of my graduations before, and Lord knows I've had many opportunities to attend university graduations because I've done a lot of work. However, when I finish the work, I'm ready to move on. And that attitude is why I have climbed up, because I've not wasted my time. There are lots of people who have been heartbroken about that. But hey ho. Anyway, to be a remainer, your focus has to be looking good. So this period where I could be making better choices, if I don't want to be a remainer, changing my car is not going to be the first thing I consider. Whatever money I make should not be going into changing a car. Buy a big thing, either exhaust all my capital or take a loan to do. No, this car, it will be repaired, it will be used, its life will be extended for another 2 to 3 years. For another 2 to 3, this car is going to be dragged. After those 2 to 3 years, I might be in a position to make some of these changes. Yeah, I might be, and even that is a might. This time is when I'm going to buy businesses, grow businesses, extend businesses. growth and development is what happens here. If I focus on buying businesses, extending businesses, then yeah, I give myself a good chance of getting out. If I don't do that, well, I give myself a very good chance of being a remainer also. And because remaining is not my dream, my focus needs to be on extension. So that's what we're going to do. To remain middle class is to focus on asset acquisition and lifestyle extension. To get out of middle class and level up to the top focuses on business development. Business development. Yeah? Asset acquisition. Territory extension. Expansion on your equity. Yeah. We'll talk about all these in a minute, but I've just arrived. Let me go and get work done. I'll see you guys later. Yeah?